marketing business. Hello, everyone. It's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call on my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc.
Advances in technology have made hearing a more fashionable thing. Gone are the big, bulky hearing aids of yesteryear, and in are more sleek, modern, and connected devices. Connect to your TV, your phone, and the world around you. If you are having trouble with hearing, then schedule a free hearing test at Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas with convenient locations in Dodge City, Garden City, and Liberal. More and more people of all ages are starting their journey towards better hearing, and you can too. Visit miracle-ear.com today to schedule a free hearing test. Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas. You deserve to hear a better day.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
Hello everyone, this is Harrison again to tell you about Spike's Cafe. Spike's Cafe is the place you want to take your family for breakfast or lunch. Trust me, they even cater. So if you have a party, they will bring the food to you or their food truck to your event. Spike's Cafe is the best. My dad takes me a lot of places to eat, so I know what I'm talking about. Spike's Cafe is open Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And on some Fridays they stay open until 8. So check out their Facebook page for specials or today's hours. Spike's Cafe, only in Ingalls, Kansas.
That's right, bench warmers. It is Friday. It is Ridin the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory right here on Dry River Radio. I'm your host, Joey Dean. Glad to have you along with me as we are live on location in Garden City, downtown Garden City, at the Main Street Food and Brew Hall, courtesy of our friends at Pig Phatz BBQ, the official barbecue of the Garden City Wind. This will be a Garden City Wind-oriented show today. I might talk a little bit about the NBA playoffs, but other than that, it's going to be very, very Garden City Wind centered. Not going to talk a lot about the Royals. There's really nothing to talk about that's good about the Royals right now, but the season for the Wind is yet to start. So things are still good there as the Garden City Wind will get underway on Thursday, a week from yesterday, for their 11th season in the Petco's League. And it also happens to be my 40th birthday. I just want everybody to know that as we're joined by the host family coordinator, Melissa Parker. And Melissa, glad to have you back.
You.
And this time you get to eat Pig Phatz
Yeah,
BBQ. You don't
I'm
just get to
excited.
be here. They were going to bring your food out a minute ago. They took it back to the warmer because she wants to make sure it's warm
I
for you.
know, that's so nice. I told her I'd be
Uh,
okay, but
what'd you get, by the way?
I got a brisket sandwich and
Brisket
mac and
sandwich?
cheese.
Oh, their brisket's so
I'm
good.
excited.
So good. I think that's what my baked potato. I'm getting the loaded baked
Mhm.
potato. And she asked me, she's like, "Do you want pulled pork or brisket?" I was like, "Dealer's choice." Surprised me.
Both.
I like them both. Yeah. H got the pulled pork mac and cheese. So
Mhm.
that's what he's gonna get. I don't know what Randy's gonna get yet. He just showed up. He's late to the party. So, um, but he knew that there was free food, so he's here.
He's
Of
here.
course, he's here. We'll talk with Randy Ralston, the general manager of the Garden City Wind, a little bit later in the show. But first, Melissa, how you guys doing on host families?
We're coming along. Right now we still need about 5 beds.
Okay.
So we're getting there. We would love to have some new families. I've had several people reach out, and then for some reason or another, it just is not quite working out this year. But they have said hey, hit me up next year. So I've got names written down and I'm ready to go for that. But we are still in need of some beds, so we're looking.
So to explain to people that might not know how this all works, because they see the players on the field, they don't really think about the behind the scenes
Mhm.
stuff to it. You just kind of assume that they have a hotel room or an apartment or something. That's not how it works in the Pecos League. You have to have host families. How's that whole thing come about?
We just become their home away from home for the summer. Basically, we provide a safe room for them, be able to sleep on a bed, give them access to a washer and a dryer, access to the kitchen, and we just become that safe kind of summer family for them. Um, Oftentimes you don't see them a whole lot because, if you're working, you're at work, and by the time you get home, they're already off to the field. So sometimes it can be ships in the night passing one another, but other times they're home and you're able to hang out and have a meal together if you want. And it's a lot of fun. I found a lot of joy in doing this with my son, and and then we get to go to the games. Host families get into the games for free, which is really nice. Any of the home games, so that's a nice benefit as well. So we actually get to see them in action.
You mentioned your son. I know from experience these guys are great with kids.
Yes.
So that shouldn't discourage somebody if they've got
No,
kids, right?
yes. No, so my son, we started hosting when he was 6, I believe, and we've been lucky enough to have some of the same guys return, and so he has just created a relationship with them, and they're the big bros. They come in and in fact, just last night he told them very specifically, "Don't eat my chocolate muffins. They are mine." And they were like, "Okay, buddy." So, it does feel like it becomes part of the family, and they're there to do their thing, so it's not, we're not taking all of their time, and they're not there to babysit my kid or anything like that, but it is nice to see the interaction that they will have, and sometimes they'll work with him on his baseball skills because he is playing ball, and so that's kind of fun too. Get a little special treatment.
Protect the chocolate muffins at all
Protect them.
costs.
I mean, he was not playing around.
I don't play around with chocolate muffins either. So you said you're still about 5 beds short.
Mhm.
In years past, I know that people have taken on multiple players,
Mhm.
right? Kind of talk a little bit about that.
So there's some families who are able to take on more than one because they have the room in their house to do that. And I sometimes find that that has been a little bit easier. Thankfully, I'm able to provide a room for two people. I have two rooms, and I feel like they just kind of take care of one another. Not that I was doing much to begin with, but it just at least they're not down there in the basement sitting by themselves, staring at the TV. So there are times when we've been able to put two players together, and that seems to work out. We have had temporary placements, which is nice. So we'll probably be okay for a little bit, but we do need those kind of permanent placements, and sometimes it's nice to. It's kind of like kittens and puppies have more than one, and they just play with each other.
I'm gonna tell those guys to you compared them to kicking their puppies.
Teddy
That's
and
awesome.
Dom have both heard that multiple times. So
We're talking with Melissa Parker, the host family coordinator for the Garden City Win. The season gets underway on Thursday. The host family, what is it? Placement and orientation is Wednesday, though, right?
yes, yep. So we'll meet down at the field. I'll meet with the host families first, and just kind of go over the things that we normally go over, kind of the expectations that we have of host families, the expectations that we have of the players in the home, and then we'll start pairing them together. A lot of that is done. I'll do a lot of the pairing beforehand,
Hmm.
matching up players with families based on how they complete the form, the matching form. So a lot of that will be done already, but actually just introducing them and sending them on their way to their new home.
Yeah, usually we have that like right after the meet and greet.
Hmm.
But the meet and greet moved to Tuesday
Yeah.
this year because Golden Corral hosting it again. Kids eat free on
Hmm.
Tuesdays, and so they're like, "Hey, why don't we just do it on
I
Tuesday
know that was
and
cool.
get the kids in here?" And so I was like, I'm all for that." H is
That's
excited.
right.
He
Yep.
wants to eat Golden Corral all the time. So it's kind of cool, and it kind of helps me, I guess, And I think the guys too, because they have practice and they have
Mhm.
media day and everything on Wednesday,
Mhm.
and then to have the meet and greet and then the host family thing, that's a whole lot day
Mhm.
before you start the season. So I think moving that is going to be helpful,
Yeah.
but it gives you guys, a little bit more opportunity. You don't have to do it so late in the evening too.
Right. Yeah. I think we're going to meet at 6 with the host families, and it won't take a whole lot of time, but I try to be there to answer any questions or make sure everything's going to work out okay. And I think it's kind of an exciting time. Host families are really excited about it because they're curious on who we're going to get and what are they going to be like. And I'm sure the players feel the same way to some degree of, what's this going to be like? And are we going to all be comfortable? And is it going to be awkward? And the answer is yes, it's both of those for a little bit until things settle in and it's fine.
So you're looking for people in the Garden City area
Yeah.
too. That's the other thing. Like I live in Ingles, that's
Mhm.
too far
Yeah.
for these guys to be schlepping back and forth for practice and games and everything. But there's plenty of housing here in
Yes.
Garden City. I mean, like there's people here.
Yeah.
This is a large community, so um, you're looking for people in this area. You mentioned, access to a bed, um, washer and dryer, of course, shower,
Mhm.
those things.
Right.
Just the simple stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. This is the basics. We really tell the guys like, well, and the host families, these are adults. They can take care of themselves. Um, It's not a requirement to feed them. They are told, you need to be working on that for yourself. But I've always said we're Midwest, so we like to feed people. I generally, if I'm cooking for myself and my son anyway, they're welcome to the same thing. But it is not a requirement. Um, so yeah, it's just providing the basics and clean and safe is really kind of what it comes down to, and just being able to kind of, sometimes they come in like late at night, and just kind of getting used to that sound. We tell them to be very respectful and quiet.
Right.
But when you hear a door open in the middle of the night, that's a little different, and so you got to get used to that. But overall, it's pretty seamless.
So if somebody wanted to be a host family, how would they go about that?
Several ways to reach out. We have the Garden City Wind Facebook page. We also have the Garden City Wind Booster Club Facebook page. They can message through that. They can contact me directly through my cell phone number. My number is 620-521-1863. We have an email, which is gcwindboosters@gmail.com. Um, Contact Randy Ralston, contact Jackie Jiggett. I mean, there's different ways to contact, so
Right.
lots of avenues.
And you could always message us here on Drive River
Yes,
Radio
yes,
and Ride in the
please.
Pine. We'll point you in the right direction
Yeah,
too. We actually shared, and we'll share it again, the flyer for host
yes.
families that somebody created, and it's
I
amazing
mean, it's
looking.
beautiful.
That dude is just awesome.
He should get
So,
a medal.
but yeah, hopefully you guys find the 5 beds, and
Yeah,
this kind of helps springboard things to where next year you don't
yeah.
have to work so hard, right?
Exactly. Yes. And I tell people, if you're interested in thinking about it and you're just not sure, just call me. Let's have a conversation. What it might look like and some of the things that, have there been troubles before and how do we address those? And I mean, the last few years have been pretty good. We're pretty hard on these guys in saying, we'll provide this for you. It's just your job not to mess it up. So
Right.
we've been pretty lucky these last few years.
Well, and it helps that, the guys I know that watching Easton
Mhm.
and Randy put together the team the last couple
Mhm.
years and Teddy cut from the same cloth that, it's high character guys
Yep,
that they're going for, not just guys that can play ball because
it's
there's
true.
plenty of guys that can knock the cover off a ball and they're just jerks.
Yeah. Yep.
And the Garden City Wind isn't about that. This is
Right.
a franchise that prides itself on
Mhm.
high character guys.
Right. Yeah. Well, and just the hometown community, and um if we're depending on host families, we don't want to set them up with people who with players who are just gonna ruin things. That's not fun either. So
Right.
there's a lot riding on them being of higher character and
And it's not a long season.
mm-mm.
When you start talking about this, people think of baseball and it's a long, starts in April and ends in October and November
Yeah,
now, I
no.
guess. And no, it's not that with the
Right.
Pecos League. It's 2.5 months and you're
Right.
done.
Yep. Yep. Usually they're done right around the time school starts. Last year there was a little bit of overlap, but Gage still went to school. I mean, it didn't change anything for us. So, but yeah, and they're not always home. They're doing half of their games are travel. So there's times when they're not even going to be around, and so you'll have a little bit of your space back if you need that. Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us one more time. How can people get a hold of you to be a host family?
Any of the Facebook pages, Garden City Wind Facebook, Garden City Boosters Club Facebook, myself, Melissa Parker, 620-521-1863.
All right. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us, and good luck on
Thank you.
things this year.
Appreciate it.
That is Melissa Parker, the host family coordinator for the Garden City Wind. We'll take a break, come back with Randy Ralston, the GM of the Wind, right here on Ridin the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory. We're live on location at Pig Phatz BBQ, downtown Garden City in the Main Street Food and Brew Hall.
Hello, everyone. This is Harrison again to tell you about Spike's Cafe. Spike's Cafe is the place you want to take your family for breakfast or lunch. Trust me, they even cater. So if you have a party, they will bring the food to you or their food truck to your event. Spike's Cafe is the best. My dad takes me a lot of places to eat, so I know what I'm talking about. Spike's Cafe is open Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And on some Fridays they stay open until 8. So check out their Facebook page for specials or today's hours. Spike's Cafe, only in Ingalls, Kansas.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello everyone, it's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc.
Advances in technology have made hearing a more fashionable thing. Gone are the big bulky hearing aids of yesteryear, and in are more sleek, modern, and connected devices. Connect to your TV, your phone, and the world around you. If you are having trouble with hearing, then schedule a free hearing test at Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas with convenient locations in Dodge City, Garden City, and Liberal. More and more people of all ages are starting their journey towards better hearing, and you can too. Visit miracle-ear.com today to schedule a free hearing test. Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas. You deserve to hear a better day.
Is that trash bin starting to smell a little funky? Then it's time to set up a monthly or quarterly subscription with MC Bin Cleaners. Or even just a one-time cleaning. Currently serving Dodge City, Mineola, Cimarron, and Ingalls. They don't just rinse out the bins, they clean and sanitize them, getting rid of not just the smell, but harmful bacteria and germs like Salmonella, E. coli, Listeria, and more. Plus, a clean bin helps keep rodents away. They supply everything, too, from the water and the cleaning products to the disposal of the dirty water. No mess left behind. Cleaning both residential and commercial bins. Follow MC Bin Cleaners on Facebook and TikTok and visit their website, mcbincleaners.com. Subscriptions starting as low as $20. Locally owned and operated, cost-effective, and eco-friendly. Visit mcbincleaners.com today.
Welcome back, bench warmers. It is Ridin the Pine here on a Friday, brought to you by AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas in Garden City. We are in Garden City, downtown, just down the road, I guess, from AAA Pawn and Armory, which is over on 8th Street, which is behind us, 8th in Kansas. We're here at the Main Street Food and Brew Hall, courtesy of our friends at Pig Phatz BBQ. H is going to get his pulled pork mac and cheese here in a little bit. Melissa just got her brisket sandwich and mac and cheese. I got the baked beans instead of the mac and cheese because I like beans, man.
You can't go wrong with either
Can't
one.
go
Yeah.
wrong with them at all. We're talking with Randy Ralston, the general manager of the Garden City Wind, as it is a wind day today, a wind broadcast. It brought the rain. Us setting up this broadcast brought the
Yep.
rain. I'm going to take credit for that.
Yep.
But the rain, it rained on us on the way here. It rained last night. Finally, Southwest Kansas getting some much needed rain and there's chances of it over the weekend. Has that hindered the players at all with spring training going on?
So we had this conversation. I don't remember who it was with, and they were talking about the drought. And I said, "Well, just wait. Spring training's coming." Because as soon as that happens, it usually rains on us at least 3, 4 days in it. So we do. It hasn't affected us yet, but we are prepared. We have a plan B if rain comes like that. If it's like that, to where we can go. We either have a deal work with the refinery for their indoor or at the college at their indoor facility. So we have
Okay.
a plan in place if the weather comes.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
It's cool to have the refinery now. You're the one who told me you got to go check that out. So I did a community brunch just so that I could have an excuse to go video
Yeah,
it all and check out everything. And it's really, really cool.
it is.
It's nice to have that opportunity for the wind.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yep.
Um,
I just see that relationship hopefully growing in the future. So
And you guys have had a long-standing relationship with the college. Of course, you rent their bus from them during the season. One of the very few teams in the league that
yes,
has their own bus. Tell us a little bit about that relationship with the college.
the community college has been a sponsor and supporter of the Wind since its inception. They've been the official hat sponsor since we've been here. This is for the 11th season now. And then about 3 years ago, maybe I think it was 3, 4 years ago, we entered. After that accident happened in Alpine when the player was killed in that
Hmm.
car accident, and that late night deal, we decided as a organization that we were going to do everything in our power to try to prevent these guys from having to drive their own vehicles. So we had to set up a meeting with the commissioner and myself and the president of the college at the time, President Swinder, and we met with him and we came to an agreement on the importance of a bus and what a benefit it would be. And the college has been amazing to help us. We have an agreement with them on costs and that what we pay and what they provide and what we provide. So it's an amazing partnership, and yeah, we're it as far as other than I think what maybe Alpine
Alpine
has a
has a
bus.
bus or a van or
Yeah,
something, and it's
something.
weird that player had passed away. He was not on the bus.
Right.
He was trying to catch up to the team, and
Yeah.
so that's just a tragic thing that happened. And but yeah, you're right. Nobody else in the league really has that kind of resource, and to be able to work with the college, that's got to feel good because you feel like the community's behind you, right?
Yeah, and the one of the best things about it that makes me just feel good and warm in my heart about Garden City, since we've done this partnership, I can tell you at least 3 other teams have tried to do the exact same partnership with colleges or organizations in their communities, and they've never been able to work it out. So it just shows you what kind of a community support we have here and that.
I took the bus to Santa Fe. Well, it wasn't last year, was it?
Year,
It was
no,
the year
year before,
before. The
yeah,
year before last. I don't know. They're all blurred together now. But that was pre-back surgery, and it wasn't as fun for me, I think, as it was for the 20-some-year-old kids that were
yeah,
on the bus with me. But it wasn't bad.
yeah,
I got to get some work done. Normally, I drive. I'm the one driving.
right,
And so to actually be able to get some work done was nice. When you and I went to Alpine, you drove, and I got
yeah.
to get some work done then too. So, but yeah, it's nice to have that, and it's got to be something you can use to sell some of these guys to get them to come here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a huge recruiting tool for us. We tell them, if you come here, we're going to cover you're going to get you there. Other teams, you're going to drive yourself. So 90% of the time, that's a positive. Every once in a while, we get a few players that are like, I'd just rather drive my own car.
Right.
But most of them don't feel the same way. So, but also remember, we have a lot of players that come here without vehicles. So we pick them up at the airport, and they don't have a car. So it's a definite benefit. Now we're not piling 6 guys deep in a car and driving for 11 hours.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm always amazed at some of the things like the way the schedule is laid out. You'll have, a game in Alpine one night and then Garden City the next night, and those guys have to finish that game in Alpine and then drive all the way back, and
Yes.
it's 13 hours or whatever it is, 12 hours
Yeah.
from Alpine. It's a long ways, and
Yeah.
then to play a game the next night. I mean, the schedule for the Pecos League is so compact, it doesn't do anybody any
No.
favors where having this bus really helps Garden City because the guys can sleep on the bus and rest and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, and like even when we do those long trips, like when we went to Tucson for the playoffs, the college sent 2 bus drivers so they could just drive nonstop. So things like that, they just go out of their way to help us and be a part of this organization. It's just amazing.
So
Yeah.
we are less than a week away now from opening day. I can tell you that I am not prepared. Uh, how are you doing on
You,
your side of
you
things?
know, I thought we were ahead of the game because we started early this year, and by February, I thought, man, we are ahead of the game.
Right.
And then it just seems to be one thing after another. And yeah, I will be down there the day of doing stuff, getting ready for the season. So that's where I'm at right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be stopping in there, setting things up on Tuesday. Of course, we have the meet and greet at Golden Corral on Tuesday. I'm gonna be setting things up, and then it's gonna start.
Yeah. It's here already.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
it's crazy.
Yesterday,
So
yesterday was my first. I went down the field for about an hour, and that was the first real time I've got to interact with the team and see it. And I'm gonna tell you though, when I got out of the car and the first crack of the bat I heard, I said, "Oh man, did I miss that?" I heard it from the parking lot, and I thought, "All right, let's go. I'm ready now." So
we're talking with Randy Ralston, the GM of the Garden City Wind. The season starts Thursday, May 28th. Tell us about the team this year. You've got to watch them for about an hour, but you helped put this thing together.
yeah, the team we're looking pretty good. I always say that, but hopefully you never know until we play the game. But we got some real good guys. We got some young guys in here, new guys. The funny thing is we've brought back some veterans, and I'm not last year veterans. Some of them are 2 or 3 year ago veterans that are, so it's kind of unique. I see some of the guys that I haven't seen in 2 or 3 years, and it's great. And it's a all new team. I mean, it really is a new team. We got a few returners, but that's it. So we'll be good. We're still waiting for a couple guys. They're in college, so they're still in season, so they're still playing. But I got a text this morning. One of the guys, he's on his way. They lost, so their season ended. So he was going to stop at his mom and dad's house, pack up, and head this way. And then we have another guy. They won, so they're moving on. So we'll see, but we're still waiting on a couple guys, and that's pretty norm when we pick up college players like that. So,
Um, who are some of the guys that are returning that we might know?
well, Dom, he's back. Ray Willis is back. I'm trying to think right off the head. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously there's 35 guys here right now. We have to start making cuts. Obviously, we want to
Right.
get down to. We have to be down to 25 by the 27th. So we'll start cutting them, but we got a lot of new guys, but I think good new guys. They seem like high quality, good character guys. We always strive to look for that. So
Right.
I think we're going to be good.
You mentioned Dom coming back. I'm excited to see some Dom bombs this year.
Yep.
This will be what, his third or fourth
Third
year?
third year.
Third year.
Yes.
He's kind of been a staple on this team in recent years.
Yeah, we always say at the end of the year, well, this might be it for him, but then we realize 2 things. We need his leadership and in the clubhouse because he is now a veteran, and we bring in so many of those new guys, the college kids that don't understand pro baseball. So he's an asset in the clubhouse, and then you bring him back, obviously on the field. He is an asset, and I realize every year how hard it is to find catchers. So even if you think, maybe this is time, then you realize there's not a lot of catchers, or I should say good quality catchers out there. So,
Right.
Dom always presents himself as that. So we're welcoming him back every time.
And you mentioned Reyes Willis. It was 2 years ago, I believe, maybe 3 years ago that he was here with Garrett Toddy, wasn't he?
Yes, yes.
So it'd been 3 years ago
Yep.
that he
He's
came
going to
back.
do a role. He's going to be a kind of a player and assistant pitching coach this year. So,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Uh, you mentioned pitching coaches. Last year, the pitching coach was Teddy Brocksterman, and now he's the skipper. Tell us a little bit about Teddy.
So Teddy is Teddy, and we love Teddy, and everybody loves Teddy. That's the guy. I don't know anybody that says they don't like or don't get along with Teddy. He's just that guy. He's perfect. I'm watching him interact with the players and that, and it's like he's been doing this already. He doesn't isn't acting like a rookie manager or like he doesn't know. Every once in a while I get a call or a text, hey, I got a question, but not normal. I mean, you can just tell he's been around. He knows what he's doing, and the benefit he has is coming into Garden City. He's played here, and he was an assistant coach here, so he already knows all of the expectations. I don't have to teach him any of that. What I expect from you, Teddy. What I expect from the team. What's expected. Our culture, it's all there. That foundation's been laid for several years now. So I think all the growing pains that would come from a new manager, a lot of that we're missing because he's already knows. He's been here. So
Right.
he's been great. He's done a good job so far.
So I know a couple years ago when Easton came on, there was a transition there from Garrett Toddy to Easton, and there was a little bit of fear having a brand new manager. Um, are some of those fears eased with Teddy because he's been here before?
Yeah, because exactly what I said, what he knows everything already, but also because of Easton and Peterson and the guys that have been here before him, he has those relationships with them, so he can call them. They're sounding boards for him, and I know they've been helping him. I know they've been in touch with him, not only on just the day-to-day operations of running a team, but baseball strategy, players. We've researched a few players that really I didn't know and Teddy don't know. So we're like, hey, call Peterson or call Easton and see if they know him. And they've been able to give some insight and always having an inside deal on trying to work player trades, and that always is good too to have those relationships.
I know we're talking with Randy Ralston, the GM of the Garden City Wind. I know that I always have a fear before the season starts. When I first started in 2017 and 2018 were two of the worst seasons in franchise history.
Yeah.
And I remember the feeling of just the empty, just awful feeling in the pit of your stomach every day going to the ballpark and finding a new way to lose. We were the Royals
Yeah.
of the Pecos League. 18 was your first year. And since then, the Wind have been successful. They've made the playoffs every single year, at least as a wild card the last 2 years winning the division. Um, do you still have those feelings too, or is it just me before the season when you don't really know what you got yet, and there's that fear that maybe we regress a little bit?
Oh no, I have it. Trust me. I won't sleep or eat until we win a game. It seems like you get that first win under your belt, and then you're like, okay, we can do this. We can win. No, it will just tear me apart and drive me insane. It will, no matter what. And because you can look at paper all day long and oh man, on paper we look great. But then until we actually, until you play the game, you just never know how it's going to turn out. And I remember in 18 we had the manager left right after for the season, and then we had a ton of injuries that we just got killed by the injury bug, and we just couldn't recover from that. It's not a long enough season to recover from
Right.
that. So I always have those fears. I'm so sick about it, and I'm like you, Joey. I know, I think I hate losing more than I like
Yeah.
winning. So, no, it's there, buddy. It's there for sure,
Yeah,
and it
I
will be. Yeah,
for people that aren't
yeah,
aware, back in the day, I don't use pens in the press box anymore or mechanical pencils because I do everything on the computer now. But back in the day, when I was keeping a scorebook by hand, there would be broken pencils all over the press box as the games started slipping away, and I'd chuck them across the press box. So it's a little safer up there now,
Yeah.
but still, I think that table I've hit it I don't know how many times out of frustration, and even in successful seasons, you just you get so invested with this. You became the GM in 18. Tell us a little bit about how that came about.
It was really I got ambushed, but Marcus Sabata, I'd known him for a while. We coached together a little at baseball, and we just knew each other because of the baseball world. He called me out of the blue one morning and said, "Hey, can you meet me at Patrick Dugan's?" And I'm like, sure. He's like, I got to talk to you about something. So I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So I just go over there right away. And well, he's there, and the commissioner from the Pecos League is there, Andrew Dunn, and there's a couple other people there. And basically, it was a job interview that I knew nothing about. So they just brought it up and told me what they were looking for, and thought I would be a good fit for it, and asked me if I had interest in it. And it kind of just started right there. And then 18 happened, and it was the worst season in the world. And I thought, well, I'm getting fired right after. I'm going to make it one season, and I'm going to be fired because it was the worst season in the Win history. So, but now I'm okay because I hold two spots in the record book. I'm the GM for the worst team in Win history and the best team in Win history. So I tried to make up for it a little bit.
I laughed the last couple years because the 2019 team had won like 40 some games, and that was the high water mark. And even though they had won the division with Garrett Toddy in 22, 21 or 22, they'd never reached that 40 game mark until the last two seasons. And Easton like had it on the wall, like circled. And
Yep.
then when they beat it 2 years ago, he put that one on the wall. Like, we're gonna top that
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I just love that kind of fire, and I know Teddy brings that same kind of mindset to the team. How important is it as the GM to look at guys like that and fill your team with them?
Oh, it's critical. I mean, it's you just never know, but it's very important, and we really really strive for that here to make sure we have the right character people and the right guys, the right attitudes, and that's our goal, and that's the number one goal. I've told the story. We've passed up and turned down several MLB prospect level players just because we didn't feel like they were the right fit for Garden City. So, and we continue that, and that's important to me, and it's important to the organization. I just don't want anybody coming here and ruining our reputation. It's important. We have a ton of support from the community, better than any team in the league, and I don't want to do anything to ever jeopardize that.
We're talking with Randy Ralston, the GM of the Garden City Wind. The season starts a week from yesterday, so Thursday, the 28th. Um, it's my birthday, Randy,
I know. I'm so happy.
and I think,
31?
yeah, I wish.
Yeah.
I think I was thinking back on it, and I think the other times that my birthday has been opening day, it hasn't gone so well on opening day. So I'm hoping that,
Well,
number 40 is the magic one.
hey, don't bring that on me, Ricky Bobby. That's not our fault. That's your fault. I
Um,
hope it's different this year. I
yeah, me
hope so.
too.
Yeah.
But opening day always a fun deal. Tell us some of the things that that go on for
Well,
opening
it's
day.
always big. The crowd will be tremendous. Will be a huge crowd, and always the chamber they sponsor the opening day game. They'll be there. They'll do prizes, dollar beers that night. Lewis Motor Automotive Group. That's their first night for Thirsty Thursdays. So it'll be a packed crowd. I'm just my phone between social media and my text messages. I'm just getting blasted by everybody about the enthusiasm and excitement. People can't wait. I mean, they just can't wait, and it's getting closer and closer, and they're just getting more excited. And we were told, me and my wife were told by several people this year that they can't wait for the wind season because the summer, that's the thing to do in Garden City.
Right.
That is it. We are the entertainment most of the time, except, Beef Empire Days and that
Right.
stuff rolls through, and those are always very popular. But other than those big things, we've been told that this is the summer thing to do in Garden City is the Garden City Wind. So I love that, and it makes me feel great, and it's just awesome. And I'm glad we can do that for our community, and it shows the support that we have. It shows completely.
A few things going on throughout this season. Of course, you've got nights where businesses have purchased to be the host night. You've got places like Pig Phatz that'll do food for the players after the games and things like that. But some unique things. Last year was the first Glow game ever here, and it was a huge success. So much so that you guys are going to do it again.
Yes, it was amazing. It was so fun. We weren't, you and I were neither. I was not prepared for
No.
that kind of a turnout. I didn't have the staff there that we needed. Yeah, I was just shocked by the turnout, and I think it's going to be the same or better this year. So we've
Set an
already,
attendance record
yeah,
last year, right?
yeah, it was huge. Well, we honestly, and we stopped counting because we ran out of tickets. We sold out of tickets, so we were still letting people in, but we didn't have tickets. So that's how we count attendance every night is by the tickets.
Right.
Well, I don't know how many people came in. We didn't have no more tickets to give them, so we had nothing to count. That's never happened before, so it was great. It's going to be great. The fire department, the police department, they're in again. They're ready to go. They're ready. So we're going to do it again.
That is
The
June 20,
20,
some
26th or
26th.
23rd, something like that. Yeah.
I've got it written down
Yep.
here, I think. I don't know. It's all just yeah, 26th. It's a
Yep.
Friday. Um, so you guys will have the game before, and then the Glow game will follow, right?
Yes.
Will it be a shortened game before like we did last year?
No, well, I hope not. I don't. We don't ever want to shorten the game because they want their stats. But
Right.
we were able to shorten it last year because the score was, I don't remember, but it was
Insane.
thing. And luckily we were on the winning side of that. So no, we plan to play a full game. It'll just start earlier. We're gonna probably start that game at 5 instead of 6:30, just because you helped. There's setup time and that.
Right.
So. And I've already talked to the street department. I met with them yesterday, City Electric,
Get
about
some electric
getting
going.
getting that and getting some lights shut off because remember we had that one bright light on the street light that was
Right.
shining, and so that's all. I'm already on the schedule. They're gonna be there, so it's gonna be even better.
Not just that, 4th of July, always a home game for the Garden City win. Opening day, 4th of July, you can count on those to be in Garden City. Um, 4th of July is always a good time. I show up all dressed up. A bunch of other people do. Guys will wear, special socks or arm braces or whatever. And you guys started earlier, right?
Yep.
Uh, Tell us a little bit about the excitement of the 4th of July at the ballpark.
Well, you can't. There's nothing better in America than baseball and the Fourth of July. I mean, it just has to be. That's how it is. So it'll be a big crowd. We'll do the parade that morning. The city will always do the Veterans Day parade, so we'll do that. The guys love it. We'll have a float in the parade, and they get to do that, and we'll play baseball, and I imagine the Booster Club will have some stuff like they did last year. They had some giveaways. They gave away firework packages that were donated to try to raise money. I right now that's about where we're at on the 4th of July. It'll always be a good time.
And then the other big event will be in July. The Pecos League All-Star Game, Mountain Division All-Star Game returns to Garden City, second year in a row, and it's on a different day now.
Yeah, we're gonna try a Tuesday. As weird as that sounds, MLB doesn't do theirs on the weekends for several reasons, trying to schedule around other sporting events and that. We are trying the same thing, but our motives are a little different. I hope it works because the reason we hosted the All Star Game again is because we had such a success the year before that they're bringing it back here. I hope we have the same success. The reason though for a Tuesday it's the travel problems because as you remember last year, there's some players and teams that can't make it here just because of logistics of where they played the night before. And in the Pecos League, weekend games are our most successful. So we
Right.
don't ever want to not cancel or put in, games, Saturday games or Sunday All-Star game because that's our biggest attendance, and that's league wide. That's not just here. That's, as you know, weekends are more attended. So we decided to kind of more follow MLB this year and do it on a Tuesday So now every team, almost every team that isn't playing in Garden City, has off the day before and the day after the All Star game, or they don't have off the day after, but they got time to travel because it's a night game the next day. So
Right.
the goal was now there should be no excuse why players or teams can't come and make it to the All Star game. So hopefully it works out. We'll see. And we're trying to promote that by doing it, making it a bigger event than it was, vendors, live music. You're going to play, your band will be there. There's a lot of, we're trying to do more things to coax people to come since it is a Tuesday, but we'll see. I mean, people got to work. I just don't know what it's going to be like. So
What time will the game be?
I believe the game is scheduled for 6:30. I believe we kept it our normal time because it's an evening game. So we want people to be able to get off work and at least come to the game. So I believe it's 6:30. Let me look.
Yeah, I was surprised last year, not just the attendance in the ballpark, which was outstanding for an all-star game, especially, um, but we crashed Meredix,
Yeah.
the video streaming
Yeah.
site. We
Yeah.
crashed it.
Yeah.
It was wildly successful a year ago.
Yeah, it's the game's at 6:30 on that day.
Okay.
So
Yeah, and then after that, looking at playoffs, hopefully back here in Garden City.
and it's crazy how it'll literally blink your eyes and it'll be here one way or another. Yeah.
So Thursday, game time 6:30,
Yes.
and there'll be some things going on before the game as well. And it's Dollar Beer Night. Lewis Motors
Yep.
sponsoring Dollar Beer Night again, right?
Yeah, and maybe if people coax them enough, the last 2 years, they've covered the first 100 beers Lewis Motors has. So just saying, get there early. Maybe you get a free one. I don't know.
One of these days, I'm not going to be working, and I'm going to get to enjoy Dollar Beer
Yeah,
Night. I've
yeah,
never gotten to enjoy it. My wife has.
yeah.
My wife and my bassist have both enjoyed it a little too much at times. But it looks like a lot of fun, and it's always great opening day. The chamber's there, and yeah, it's opening day. There's nothing like it in all of sports.
Nope.
Open weekend of football and all that doesn't even hold a candle to an opening
No,
day.
not at all. And I'm excited this year because we've done a lot of changes for the organization, stuff that people will never see. The behind the scenes changes. We've revamped, how we're running the day staff, how we're going to try some new things at vendor for the concession stand. I'm just excited to see how it all works. We're going to try to change it up a little bit, make things a little more efficient, and with the facilities that we have, how to use them, and we'll see. I hope it all works out better, and we do have many of our long-term employees are coming back, so they already know what to do, and I'm excited. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm excited too. H has got his little superhero wind costume.
Yep, yep.
You've heard of the Flash, the Batman. He's the wind.
The win.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
it's got a good ring to
yeah,
it.
I know, right? It's a cool costume. You guys will have to come out, not just opening day, but he'll have it on Tuesday, for the meet and greet at Golden Corral.
Yep.
So, I'm always excited about that one because, I mean, it's Golden Corral.
Yeah,
So
you can't beat it.
I may have lost 65 pounds, but I can still put away some Golden Corral. They have the best salad bar in town.
Yep,
So,
they do.
Randy, thank you so much for joining me. And I know that, you're coordinating with Melissa trying to find host families.
Yeah, that's critical. If we don't have host families, we don't have a team in Garden City. Not that I ever would, but it's critical that we have host families. So we can't afford to house all these guys, and plus I house the away teams on in hotels. There's no way we could make it without host families. I mean, I've seen two teams in this league fold over the years. Both of them folded because they didn't have host families. So that's how critical it is that we sustain that and have host families. So if you're on the fence, you think, oh yeah, we maybe, please just take a chance or give a call to me or Melissa, and we'll walk you through it, and hopefully it's something you enjoy.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, sir, and good luck this season. I'll see you on Tuesday.
Yep.
All
All
right.
right.
That is Randy Ralston, the GM of the Garden City Wind. We'll take a break, come back. H will join me. We'll do the picks and wrap things up here on a Friday. It's Riding the Pine live at Pig Phatz BBQ in the Main Street Food and Brew Hall. It's all presented by AAA Pawn and Armory.
Hello, everyone. This is Harrison again to tell you about Spike's Cafe. Spike's Cafe is the place you want to take your family for breakfast or lunch. Trust me, they even cater. So if you have a party, they will bring the food to you or their food truck to your event. Spike's Cafe is the best. My dad takes me a lot of places to eat, so I know what I'm talking about. Spike's Cafe is open Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And on some Fridays they stay open until 8. So check out their Facebook page for specials or today's hours. Spike's Cafe, only in Ingalls, Kansas.
Advances in technology have made hearing a more fashionable thing. Gone are the big bulky hearing aids of yesteryear, and in are more sleek, modern, and connected devices. Connect to your TV, your phone, and the world around you. If you are having trouble with hearing, then schedule a free hearing test at Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas with convenient locations in Dodge City, Garden City, and Liberal. More and more people of all ages are starting their journey towards better hearing, and you can too. Visit miracle-ear.com today to schedule a free hearing test. Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas. You deserve to hear a better day.
Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello everyone, it's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
Welcome back, bench warmers. It is Ridin the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory right here on Dry River Radio. Joey Dean with you. H joining me. We are at Pig Phatz BBQ at the Main Street Food and Brew Hall. I already got you. You're already set there. You went too far. There we go. H, you had yourself you still are eating it over there, a mac and cheese with pulled pork. How is it?
Good. Really good.
Really good?
The
You got
Yeah.
burnt ends too, huh?
Well, no, the moment I walked away to go to the restroom, one of the waitresses, came in, put that there for me to try it.
Oh, yeah, you were talking with
Good.
Frankie beforehand about the burnt ends, and you were unsure if you wanted them on the mac and cheese or not. How are they?
Good.
Yeah. They're a little different than the ones you had in Kansas City, huh? These ones are pork burn ends, pork belly burn ends.
Wait,
You
when
had
was that?
brisket burn ends in Kansas City a couple of
When was
years
that?
ago. It's a couple of years ago. Yeah.
What
We went to,
year?
I don't remember. So H, you excited about the Garden City wind season coming up?
Mm-hmm.
So what's your prediction on this season? What's going to happen with the wind?
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't want to venture a guess? How good are they going to be? You don't know? Well, are they at least going to beat North Platte and Trinidad?
I don't know Alpine. About Alpine.
You
What
beat
about?
Alpine too? That's what you want? You want them to beat them?
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. You're going to be the somewhat unofficial mascot, right?
Yes, superhero.
Yeah, a superhero mascot. Way better than the mascot that it was before. That was a cloud.
It looked
That
like a binky.
Yeah, it looked like it was on a binky. But you're going to be a superhero, so that's pretty cool. So opening day is Thursday. You're going to be at the meet and greet Tuesday, though, right? At Golden Corral?
It's
Yeah.
usually Wednesday.
Usually, but this year it's going to be on Tuesday because
Kids eat free.
kids eat free. That's right. Let's get to our picks as we got a couple of minutes here, buddy. They're warming up right now. The Cubs and the Astros in
Cubs.
Chicago. Go Cubs, go. Cardinals and the Reds.
Cardinals.
I'm going to take the Reds. The Guardians at the Phillies.
Phillies.
I too am going to take the Phillies. The Rays at the Yankees.
Yankees.
I'm going to take the Rays. Pirates at the Blue Jays.
Pirates.
I too am going to take the Pirates. Twins at the Red Sox.
Ooh.
Twins at the Red
Twins.
Sox. I'm going to take the Twins too. Mets at the Marlins.
Mets.
I'm going to take the Mets too. Tigers at the Orioles.
Orioles.
Go Birds. That's right. Nationals at the Braves.
Nationals.
I too am going to take the Nationals, even though the Braves have the best record in baseball. Mariners at the Royals.
Royals.
The Royals need to win. They're 10 games under 500, so they need to find some wins. The Dodgers at the Brewers.
The Brewers.
I'm going to take the Dodgers. Rangers at the Angels.
Angels.
I'm going to take the Rangers. Rockies at Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks.
I'm going to take the Diamondbacks as well. Athletics at Padres.
Padres.
I too am going to take the Padres. And finally, the White Sox at the Giants.
Giants.
I'm going to take the White Sox. What? Yeah, I know. I don't even like the White Sox.
No.
One other important game tonight is the Western Conference Finals between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs. The series tied at 1. Who do you got, the Thunder or the Spurs?
Thunder.
Yeah, that's right. It is time for the Thunder to take control of that series and win that series. It would be fantastic. So I too am taking the Thunder. Don't forget to join us on Tuesday at Golden Corral, 6 o'clock, I believe it is 6:30. There at Golden Corral for the meet and greet of the Garden City Wind, and you can come meet the team. Get yourself some food. Kids eat free, so come and do that with us on Tuesday. And, of course, opening day on Thursday at Clint Leitner Ballpark in Garden City. That'll do it for our show today here in the Main Street Food and Brew Hall, downtown Garden City. Big thank you to Melissa, Randy, and H for joining me on the show. Big thank you to Frankie and Beth for feeding us here. I'm going to eat my food now. I got the loaded baked potato. I'm excited about it.
Baked potato that's loaded.
Yeah, that's right. So looking forward to that. Make sure you stop by and check out Pig Phatz BBQ in the Main Street Food and Brew Hall, the official barbecue of the Garden City Wind. Have a great weekend, everyone. This has been Ridin the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory, right here on Dry River Radio.
Bye.